Hey y'all, so this is my review for Married to Medicine Season 8 Reunion Part 1 of 3. The set actually looks pretty nice. It's a replica of the front of the Capitol Mall, and everyone is dressed like Easter Sunday right now. This definitely could have been the setting for Potomac, but whatever. Ooh, I just hate what Simone is wearing. Lord have mercy. It's really giving Mother of the Bride right now. The hair just... Beautiful woman, she just can't figure it out. I just really wish she got a stylist. So after some shade and pleasantries between the ladies and Andy, we get into our first reel, and it's about shooting the show in general during COVID. So Andy's just asking, how did it affect you guys' businesses, the ones that are doctors? And Heavenly had to close for 40 days until she got the guidelines to open back up. Jackie and Simone, it was just business as usual for them. And then Contessa had something virtual going on with her practice. So the next reel that we're focusing on is Anila and Toya's friendship and how it decimated. I personally think it was all Toya's fault. Toya wanted a minion, and she had her minion already in Kara or Kara. Y'all gotta let me know in the comments how to pronounce that white woman name. Anyway, yeah, it was totally Toya's fault. But yeah, as a new cast member on the season, Anila really got to know all the women on her own, thankfully, mostly because her friendship with Toya ended. So Anila's house is finally finished. The final price tag was $3 million. Only time will tell if they have any money issues come up and they have to sell it. So one of the comments on Anila's house and how expensive it is, someone told Andy that, why do you have such an expensive house but you can't pay people on time? Anila's saying it was a joke when she brought up to Toya that, oh, I'm paying for my house right now. She said she actually paid the hair and makeup people on time. And then Andy was like, well, you using my makeup artist today. Did you pay her? So shady, Andy, so shady. And Toya's like, oh, actually you didn't pay my makeup artist on time. Toya says she has texts from the hair and makeup artist. And Anila's like, oh no, that's fine, I have receipts. Here are my receipts here. So both of them pull out receipts. Toya pulls out an iPad and Anila pulls out paperwork. This is beyond petty. Beyond petty. Like, Toya brought an iPad out just to embarrass Anila. So Andy gets up out his chair and get the receipts from Anila first. And it looks like she paid her hair and makeup artist, but then Toya was like, actually, Andy, on time. That's what we're talking about. Did she pay them on time? Anila's like, I paid them on time. I paid them on time. All right, so the cameraman zooms in on Toya's iPad, and clearly, you know, that's the text message. It says the guy was not paid on time. But okay, Toya, I get it. She didn't pay it on time, but at the end of the day, she paid it. Toya technically is the one with the more credible receipt, but at the end of the day, the guy got his money. So after that solid receipt Toya gave, Anila's like deflecting now, like, are you kidding me? You are the one that has not given him a raise in 8 years. Good deflection, babe. So Andy just changes the subject now, and he asks Toya, what's the status of you and Anila's friendship now? They're not in a good place because Toya says she can't trust Anila. And this is all stemming from not paying her makeup artist on time. Anila's saying, all you had to do was tell me that in private, but you put me on blast in front of all these women I'm just getting to know. And then Heavenly butts in and says, Toya, you can't just be so blunt and rude with people. Wait a minute. Now, Heavenly, I mean, I get you trying to defend Anila, and that's nice, but say that phrase again. You can't be blunt with people? All right, Heavenly, all right, I'm gonna need you to sit down and be quiet. And now Heavenly and Toya are in a shouting match. Anila brings up a good point though. Toya has not even acknowledged how she used to treat Anila in front of other ladies too. Wait a minute, not Simone making excuses for Toya's behavior. I mean, can we rewind to the other reunion when she said, Toya, with your raggedy, broke ass? And they were arguing back and forth to the point where she made Toya cry? Okay. So now Toya is pigeonholed into giving Anila the apology she wanted in the first place. And now Andy gets them to say what they miss about each other, and they both want to move forward, so now they get to hug. And I'm guessing it's squashed. So I'm just fast forwarding through commercials right now, and I just really cannot believe that there is a Fast and Furious 9. I just really can't, and it's actually doing very well. I don't get it. So we're back off commercial break and Miss Quad is coming out already. I mean, she was a really big part of the season. So please bring her back as a full-time cast member, Andy. I wonder if they're bringing Lisa and Carrie out later. So the next reel is dedicated to Quad and all the mess she went through this season. And already we talking about Toya versus Quad and how Toya keeps calling Quad's place an apartment, and Andy knew what he doing. So Andy asked Quad about the whole emoji gate between her and Heavenly, and Quad always has to answer a question like she's running for office. And what I'm getting from that is she says she's not a perfect person. I'm not sure she even apologized to Heavenly. She just said, you know what, I'm just not a perfect person. I am learning to grow every day. They're in a good place right now, so maybe that's the reason why they're not arguing. And side note, Heavenly looks great. Like, I think she honestly is the best dressed right now on the cast. Wow, I would have never thought I would have said that. Simone always just weighing in on people's business. When are we gonna get into Simone's business with Jackie? That's what I wanna know. So far, Quad just there for a Kiki right now. She's not really getting into it with nobody. I mean, Andy tried to get her and Heavenly to get into it, but I think they're in a good place now. And while that's going on, we see the husbands are arriving to the studio. So the next reel is dedicated to Toya and how crazy she was acting all season towards everybody. Her nasty ass attitude and also playing the victim. Andy then asks her, after seeing that reel, do you regret any of your behavior towards the other women? I don't know. I don't know. You should be embarrassed. That's what you should be. And clearly she is. What? You don't know? We know. You was an asshole to people all season. All she gotta do is own it. I'm not sure why she's crying right now. Okay, so first she started acknowledging something she did, and now she bringing up her husband coughing in his sleep thinking, I had to wonder if he had COVID every night. As if all of them aren't associated with the doctor or doctors themselves. Y'all didn't ask me anything about how I'm doing. Girl, really? Let me get out my tiny violin. Now in this instance, I love when Heavenly opened her big ass mouth because she definitely told Toya, we're all going through the same thing and you don't care about us. You only care about yourself. And yes, Toya is so self-absorbed. So she's trying to blame her behavior because she was in a bad place. And Contessa is telling her, well, you saying all this, but you still didn't even apologize. And Toya's like, well, if you let me finish. So Jackie in her calm therapist voice is telling Toya, well, Toya, I think what the group is trying to say is that they just want a little accountability on your end. I think Toya still isn't getting it because she's still bringing up that her husband is the only ER doctor. It ain't all about you. This ain't the Toya show. This is Married to Medicine. I just need her to acknowledge her behavior on the show and how she's treated everyone. Because we not tripping the viewers, and they not tripping either. Like, you were an asshole to a lot of these women. And they should have popped you, but they didn't. So Toya, as she's explaining herself to Jackie, saying, well, this one, in reference to Heavenly, she's called me dumb, she's called me a prostitute. Heavenly's like, you know what, Toya, own your shit. Don't put that on me. And then Toya's yelling at her, and then Heavenly's like, don't raise your fucking voice at me. Sit up straight, bitch, when you talking to me. Okay, Heavenly. Well, all right. Ooh, they are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's really the pot calling the kettle black at this point. And Jackie again throws Toya a bone and saying, well, we're still just waiting for the accountability. You need to say, I need to own this and this. And then finally, Toya is pigeonholed once again into giving an apology and holding herself accountable. Like, they really have to pin her down like one of those dead frogs in science class and get her to say an apology. I love this quick second of Andy shutting down Quad when she tried to take hold of the conversation. So let's talk about friendship and camaraderie. Andy's like, oh, I got this. No, we don't. So now we get to the mess. Andy asks, Toya, I see that your house is up on the market. And I'm confused too because I remember her saying this is her forever home. So her reason is all the other neighbors are selling and they're making profit. Oh, so now she backpedaling and pussy popping now. She said, well, it's not a forever home now. Wherever we go, it'll be our home. Okay, well, that wasn't what you said a couple seasons ago. And she just loves her kids' school. I'm thinking the real reason is they need to downsize again. So now we're finally off of Toya right now. We're going to the next segment. I'm guessing this has to deal with all the women talking dirty and about sex throughout the season. I don't want to hear anything about this or what kind of penis Simone prefers. Fast forward. So now we're talking about an alleged kiss that happened between two cast members. And what does Alex say? Lesbonics. That's what we're talking about right now. I don't care. I really don't. So now Heavenly gets up and kisses Toya on the lips. Okay, ooh, two women kissing each other. We gotta watch out for the FCC. So now we see Contessa's husband Scott get to set, and he looks like he begrudgingly came to this reunion. And now we're on Contessa's reel, and her drama throughout the season with her husband. The first question posed to Contessa is, do you think Scott has a side chick? Because she's been telling everybody that this season. Oh my God. Today, no. It's just always some confusing answer with her. Yes or no. Not today, no. Contessa is saying she thinks that Scott has inappropriate relationships with women. So he's not technically cheating, but she's mad that he has any type of relationship with him, maybe a friendship with a woman. Simone is giving her opinion once again on someone else's business, but she's saying that if your husband is doing something that you do not agree with and you're not doing it to them, you need to make them know that it's not okay. And for Simone, what she did was she filed for a divorce. Thank you, Jackie, for bringing it up. It's the confusion for me. Like, first it's like, oh my God, woe is me, and then we see y'all getting along. Then you're giving mixed messages to all your friends and veiled responses. And all that mess that happened on Jekyll Island, y'all go on a family vacation right afterward. So I'm like, was this just for a check? Was this just a plot line? Lord, we have 3 children, been married for 16 years. Should I just be mad all the time? Don't complain about it then. How about that? I believe Contessa is too smart for this. Like, she's not good at playing dumb. So now the question to Contessa is, has the word divorce come up at all? So here come the dramatics. I just want to say everyone on this stage is a friend. And I want to thank y'all for not saying nothing. Because they can all answer that question. So is she about to drop a bomb or something? I'm like, Andy, so what's the answer? The dramatic pause. I'm tired. We got 2 minutes left. So Contessa doesn't even answer the question. Quiet answers the question for her and says that Contessa has moved forward and filed for a divorce. Quiet is still answering the question when Andy asks, so you filed? Quiet says, yes, she filed for separation. So it's starting to look like a lot of people didn't know, even some of the women on stage. And Scott looks like he's blindsided right now. And that is where part 1 ends, on that bombshell. We'll see if it's real or fake next week. But yeah, decent part 1. Again, I think they could have made this a 2-part reunion. But yeah, y'all, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think it's real or fake? And how is the reunion part 1 so far? And do you agree, should it be 3 parts? Anywho, see y'all for the next episode. Bye.